Dear Mr. Donald Trump, I'd like to take a minute to introduce you to my father, Raul Almanza. As you so eloquently put it, he is one of the many that Mexico sends to this country. 30-something years ago, Mexico sent my father to the United States, or El Norte as we call it. It is no secret that he came here undocumented, unauthorized, or illegal, as you call it. He worked his ass off in the fields, traveling from state to state to find work. He helped provide for his parents and 9 siblings back home, and when I was born, he no longer held the title of just a son, brother, provider, and migrant worker. He finally earned the title of father. Raul doesn't have what you call a formal education. He left high school early on to work and contribute to the household financially. But that doesn't mean anything. When I was young, I would come home where my dad never hesitated to help me with my homework. He instilled in me the importance of education and a degree, even though he didn't have one. My dad has worked 5 to 6 days a week since I was a child, and I've never heard him complain about it one time. He doesn't drink, he doesn't use drugs. He is certainly not a criminal, rapist, or drug trafficker, as your speech suggested. Mr. Trump, in your speech, you claim that Mexico doesn't send the U.S. their best, but I beg to differ. If my dad is any representation of the type of people Mexico sends, there is no doubt in my mind this country is getting the best. The problem is that you and I have a different definition of the best. I stand here now with a master's degree and a rewarding career. You know what that means? Absolutely nothing. My entire life, the only thing I ever wanted was to make my dad proud. I wanted to be sure he knew that his sacrifices would never be taken for granted. We are not rich in wealth, sir, but we are rich in what matters: knowledge, culture, and faith. We come from humble beginnings, and every year we are reminded of that when we travel to Mexico to visit our beautiful family. To us, that is what matters. The best, to me, are those that work hard and still remain humble. That is exactly what my father embodies. That is exactly what the other millions of Mexicans embody. Perhaps you should get to know more people like my dad. There are millions just like him. Then you'd see for yourself. And instead of bashing Mexico, you'd thank Mexico for sending us their best.
When Mexico sends its